Hello there. So this is the Business Choice Board. You can either make a copy of the Google Doc or use the Word file to edit it for your students as you see fit. If you don't already have it, I'll put a link to it in the description below. It is a free download, and many of the assignments you see here are also free in my TPT store. Please understand that you don't have to buy anything to make this work for you. You can simply change the paid assignments to something of your choosing. You likely already have resources that can fill these spots, but what you see here is what I'm providing to my own students, and some of the assignments happen to be things that are not free in my TPT store. So if you don't want to buy them, no biggie, modify the choices as you'd like. Okay, so to be clear, you will have to do some work to make use of this with your students. You will need to change the links so they go right to the assignment in your learning management system. For the version I'm sharing with my students, the links go right to each assignment in our Google Classroom. I provided a version without links, and it's probably easiest to update that one for your students so you know where all those links go because you are the one that put them there. Once you have your student version done, I recommend clicking all the links as if you were a student before sharing it with your class. Maybe even log in as a student if you can to see exactly what they will see. Either way, I encourage you to do what works for you and your kids. Alrighty, so I've made a video to explain it to students, and it is linked here. You're welcome to leave this link as is and have students watch the video I made for my class, or you could make one of your own. I'm using Screencastify, which is a free Chrome extension if you want to check that out. For grading, I made it so that students have to earn 100 points per week for full credit. I understand that we all have different requirements from our districts about grading, and who knows where that's going to go, but this is editable, so you can change it if you want. The idea of this whole thing is for students to choose what they want to do. Some of the options are purely business related, and others are to encourage self-care at this uncertain time. Along the left, there are 15 assignments that students can do more than once if they want. For example, number 1 is the Our Happy Picture slideshow, where students can earn 10 points for sharing a happy picture and caption with the class. They can do this every week for 10 points toward their 100 points for that week if they want. Number 5 is a little different. It's not worth any points, but I put it on here for my students who may be bored and looking for something else to do related to business. Go on activities in my class are extra games and whatnot related to our content. I have a topic, it's basically a folder in Google Classroom dedicated to these, and my own students are familiar with them already. Feel free to do something else with this box if you'd like. On this side, you'll find 10 assignments that are one time only. So once a student completes one, they cannot do that same one again. And here is a link to a form students should fill out when they're done for the week. And when you click the link, it will look like this. You click the button to make your own copy, and then you can adjust the settings and questions as you need to. For example, your weeks will likely have different dates than mine. You can edit it here. If you adjust the assignments on the choice board, you're going to need to adjust them here also. There are a couple more questions. Number 5 asks, is there anything else you want to tell me about this week's assignments? And I anticipate them saying something like, I don't know, like my dog ate my homework. No, maybe, for example, if they did 2 journal prompts and they want to make sure they get 20 points instead of only 10, they can have some space to tell me whatever they feel they need to in this question number 5. Lastly, they grade themselves. They give themselves a number of points they think they deserve out of 100. Now, whenever I have kids grade themselves, sometimes they're overly hard on themselves, other times they're overly lenient, but the vast majority of kids are really fair with their own grades. By answering this question, I get an idea about what they are expecting, and they get to voice their opinions about it too. So most of the time I end up agreeing and give them the grade that they gave themselves. Other times I will give them a different grade, and then if needed, I'll talk to them to explain why their grade is different than what they thought they should get. Okay, moving right along. To keep track of grades, I created this spreadsheet. You should fill in your students' names here and record their grades for each assignment they completed during week 1. Example student completed number 4, which is worth 30 points, 9, which is also worth 30, and 11, which is worth 20. These are 3 assignments that they could choose to do again if they wanted. And then they also chose number 19. So now that they've done 19, they can't do this one again. So I'll put an X in that assignment on week 2 spreadsheet down here. I'm going to make another video called Spreadsheet Grading for the Business Choice Board, and you can see more details on this if you're interested. So check that out if you want. All right, I'm going to finish up today with a couple comments about some of the assignments in particular here. But first, I want to let you know that I've gone through those that were already products in my store to make them more distance learning friendly if needed. If you have one of these, like for example, the podcast preview, if you have one of these already and it's not working for you because there isn't a place for students to type, you can go back and download it again, and there's a good chance I added that feature. Again, many of these are freebies in my store, and a lot of them have been updated to work better with distance learning. For number 4, I've linked the Business Spell Work freebie, and you can add your own content to that for free, or you can purchase volume 1 and or volume 2. Each one of those is a full semester's worth of daily content. For number 5, I linked an excellent games website, and you can provide this link and or more for your students as you see fit, or again, change it all together, whatever you want to do. 19 is a link straight to the open letter, and I'm going to have my students reflect via comments in Google Classroom. You may need to give your students more direction with this one because there isn't going to be an actual assignment per se. If you make one, of course, you could link it here in your own choice board. I've bundled all this together for a one-stop shop of sorts. That link is posted in the description below. And I just want to leave you with this. So I know this is such an uncertain time for both our students as well as for us as teachers. We can do this. We're going to make this distance learning thing work. And teacher friends, I think, will be better because of it. So good luck to you and yours. I'll be thinking about you. Thanks for watching.